Yes.
Before we go, this is our 200 show, and before we end this show,
We gotta have some of that cake.
we're gonna have some of that
I'm
cake.
gonna mangiare cake.
Yeah, we're gonna have some of that cake. But I do want to let you know we've been doing the show. This is our segment where I'm gonna cut out and we're gonna air it separately. I'm gonna edit it and I'm gonna break it down. But I want to remember many people who were part of this show. I'm probably gonna forget a few of yous or a lot of yous actually, but these are the ones that stood out the most. And I want to thank everybody for being a part of our 7 years of the Wiseguyz Show. We are growing every day, and we're doing so many different things. As she passes out the cake to everybody, I want to start off with our 200 years of memories, and I'm going to mention a lot of our guests, what we did, and just want everybody to just bear with me and let me give everybody with their fair share of what it is. And if you want to mention anything afterwards, something specifically you remember, that's great. But right now, the Wiseguyz Show 200 show wants to thank and share our memories with our viewers. And everybody wants to know what the Wiseguyz Show is about and who we have on. Well, here we go. Rick Cerone of the New York Yankees, Federico Castelluccio, John Bianco, The Godfather, Artie Pasquale, the Brooklyn Banker. We did a red carpet with them. The Sopranos Champagne Party that we had Sopranos come into the studio. Our friends Big Time Tommy and Vinny Dice, who we're hoping to do more stuff with. C.C. Peniston and Taylor Dane, famous artists. Dwight Gooden, Catfish Cooley, the celebrity boxing. The Italian Chicks, Julie McCullough, Buddy Fitzpatrick. Danny Aiello tribute that we did in Jersey City. Nick and Frankie Vallelonga to Tony Lip's Restaurant and two-time Oscar winner movie of the movie Green Book. Chuck Wepner, who was one of our first guests. Big Ange, who's no longer with us. Uncle Nino from MTV's the Jersey Shore. Joe Judice, who we did a meatball contest in our old studio with Johnny Meatballs, and it was a lot of fun. Also, Lana Graziano Manja 2 in Bradley Beach, New Jersey. We also did a meatball contest there, which we tied, and just so you know. Eddie Trunk, Amish comic, Colin Quinn, Louis Veneria, who you're starting to see more and more coming out. Liz Wheeler from One News. She's the tipping point. She was great. The Bronx Tale. Cool reunion we did. Cool Change, the actual group that sang in Bronx Tale. Terrell Hicks, who played the lead actress. Joe D'Onofrio, Louis Veneria, all friends of ours. Father Evil and the horror cons that we did with Ryan Scott Weber and Bruce. Bruce, he's got two first names, but thank you guys at HorrorCon. The Hoboken International Film Festival, Monmouth Film Festival, Tina DeVito at DeVito Promotions, Deborah Toscano, Nick Christophers, the author, who's did a great write-up of us in the past. The Vinny and Carissa show, that was Vinny Vella and Carissa. We were on the show. We went to New York to do the show. It was a great night. You can check the video out on YouTube. Comedian Bob Nelson, John Marola, Diane Hanna, Peter Gaudio, and the cast of Murdered by the Mob. We did stuff with them. Todd Wharton at Local Talent Connect. We did a Jaws 2 special with all the characters and the kids that were on in that movie. Ted Lang from The Love Boat, who was one of the original guests on the original Wiseguyz Show. That's right. And the Bad News Bears reunion we did. We did an Animal House reunion. And Richard Karn from Home Improvement. We had all friends of the Wiseguyz Show. Christina Scoleri from Chicago Mob Wives. Obviously, Karen Gravano, Ramona Rizzo, I mentioned Big Ange, and the Made in Staten Island crew who came into this studio and we did a show. They are now Families of the Mafia. They are doing a second season, and we were hoping Karen came in tonight. It was going to be a surprise, but she probably couldn't make it. But Karen and the Wiseguyz, we are working together and doing future stuff. Bernard Carrick, former police commissioner of New York City, Congressman and Colonel Michael Waltz, You'll see him as a correspondent on Fox News constantly, all on the Wiseguyz Show, and did great interviews. Mo Vaughn, famous baseball player. The Reverend Bob Levy and his son Dom Levy, who's constantly doing his music videos, and they're great talent. They came in one night with the Warriors. We did a Warriors reunion of Dave Harris and Dorsey Wright. They were all in the studio. Tony Zaragoza, NFL star. Rocco Solano, our official magician. Our cabbie, New York City. Manny Angelada, we've done stuff with him. Manny, you're a great guy. Danny Provenzano, Johnny Special, Glenn DiGirolamo, Tony Cucci, Mario Polite, who we had in the studio, all from The Sopranos. Our freestyle legend, Fascination, who came into studio. And also John Amos. He was in John Amos. People got to know him. He was the father in Good Times, but he's done other stuff. And the three top characters in Chips, Eric Estrada, Larry Wilcox, and Robert Pine, all called in one night from Los Angeles, or California, I should say. I don't know if they were actually in Los Angeles. But we are friends with them. And Eric Estrada, Larry Wilcox, who did a thank you, a birthday salute to me on August 1st. Thank you, guys. And Zach Ward and Scotty Schwartz from the movie A Christmas Story. You guys are good friends of ours, and we're going to do more with you during the holidays once this COVID breaks up. Jim DeLacus and Greg the Hammer Valentine. Great guy, and hopefully he's doing all right. Justina Valentine, Julie Angelina, Fred Rubino, Tommy Gooch, all friends of the past that we were doing stuff with. Amanda Beers from Married with Children, who we became good friends with. I hope she's doing well. Andrew Devoff, Wishmaster. Those of you horror people who love the movie Wishmaster, he was the Wishmaster. And Andrew Devoff, we're going to reach out to him. He's got a beer. We're still waiting to hear from him. Frank Gigante, we did anti-bullying. The Wiseguyz Show does a bunch of things. We did anti-bullying. We are anti-bullying. We will stand up for you anywhere, anytime. Reach out to us or even Frank Gigante, who's an ambassador of the show. Yeah. Vinny Pazienza, Vinny Paz. His new name is Vinny Paz. So for those of you who don't know, call him Vinny Paz. He changed his name. The Pazmanian Devil, legendary boxer. We did holiday specials. Giorgio Cantarini, actor in A Beautiful Life, and also was in Gladiator. Biagio keeps in contact with him. We are still working on the girls, I guess, calling in from the show. My brilliant friend. Yep. Mary DeBellis at Hot Night Events, who brought us in to host a show at Club 466 in West Orange. The cover girls were performing that evening. I think Anthony was in the house that night. We had a great time. Chris Lucas from Top Disney and his son Adam Lucas, who's a hustling kid who's doing great right now. He's always he's doing Beetlejuice online. Chiller Theater. When they get back, we always supported and went to Chiller Theater and met tons of friends. Jersey Paranormal Investigators. We teamed up with them to do a live paranormal investigation at the Darres Theater in Boonton, New Jersey. And we're looking to do more of that, again, once COVID breaks up. Our friend Steve Joyner, who always gets his guest. Genevieve Rossi, the horror queen. Richard Grieco. And Max Gale of Barney Miller. He was Wojciechowicz, Detective Wojciechowicz, who called in the show. I want to thank Billy Staples, a friend of ours. Billy Staples, those of you who don't know him, check him out on Facebook. He was a gopher for the New York Yankees in the 70s. He introduced us to some of the greatest baseball players that you can meet. Some names of Ferguson Jenkins, the Hall of Famer, Goose Gossage, another Hall of Famer, Ray Burris, Mark Littell, who gave up the famous home run to Chris Chambliss in the 1976 pennant, Billy Sample, and Bill Naharani, and others. Also, we did a Grease reunion where we had Eddie Deason, who's a friend of the Wiseguyz Show and does a shout-out to us every now and then, Barry Pearl, and Susan Buckner. She called in one day. It was such a great interview. She wanted us to actually take it off, but we told her, don't worry about it, and see, we were right. And Michael Berryman from The Hills Have Eyes. Most of you guys see him. He was a scary character, just look up The Hills Have Eyes, and he's the scariest character
original,
you'll
right?
ever.
The original Hills Have
That's right. Yeah, the original. That's right. And he was also in Weird Science. But Michael Berryman is a good friend of the show. Back to the Future 2 reunion we did. We also are friends and went to go see Lori Lieberman. Who's Lori Lieberman? The wife of Joe Cali from Saturday Night Fever. They invite us to all their events locally. And we went to go see her in New York, and it was a great time. Sweet Sensation Company B, all freestyle legends. And obviously, I got to mention our good friend from Scarface, Angel Chi Salazar, who I hope he's doing well. Chi-Chi's a good friend of ours, and we love him to death, and we hope to see him soon. The 13th Hour Horror Attraction up in Wharton, New Jersey. And I also want to thank Pasquale and Mike's family from Wiseguyz Restaurant. And Queen Margarita always hosts our shows, but specifically at Wiseguyz Restaurant when we did our Halloween and Christmas specials, live, outdoors, right on the waterfront. I mean, it
Beautiful
was.
place.
It doesn't. You can't get better than that. Lena's Restaurant, we did a live remote with Alus and Federico Castelluccio. Biagio was a guest at the time. We want to thank Chris Kringle, our Santa Claus, who always comes through with all our events.
One of the best Santas.
And our top guy next to Mike Marino is the amazing Kreskin, who's been on our show numerous times. The number one guy. He was on the Johnny Carson show more than anybody. He was on David Letterman more.
He's amazing.
Guy is amazing. He is
Absolutely
the amazing Kreskin. God bless him, and hopefully he's doing well. Boxers like Bobby Ches and Jackie the Joke Man Martlin. Johnny P, Late Night with Johnny P. The It Crew. Jack O'Halloran, boxer, actor. He was the guy in Superman 2. Most of you know him as a boxer. He was the org, or the evil, one of the evil of the three in Superman 2. Lou Essa, another heavyweight fighter. Johnny O, freestyle artist. Burt Young from Rocky. Our recent interview, with Don Most from Happy Days, who we sent a bottle of Rockabella vodka. We're waiting to hear back from him with a picture. Jerry Mathers, the Beaver, one of the top names ever in television history, called up the Wiseguyz show and gave us an amazing interview. I will break them down eventually. Just give me a little time. France Jolie, legendary artist, recording artist. Lizette Melendez, the same. Big Daddy Entertainment, Richie Young, and the Lupus event that we do. We support Lupus. Autism, the event that we do with Vinny, Swing for Autism at Sterling Security, and Special Needs with Yolanda at Lenive's Restaurant. We want to thank all of them. We're going to, once COVID gets better, we will break that. We will get back to doing stuff at Lenive's. Also, breast cancer, which we did recently at the Celebrity Boxing with Damon Feldman. Damon is the chairman of Celebrity Boxing. We have a fighter recently that's going to be in there fighting on November 21st. We were just at the press conference at the Showboat in Atlantic City. They were doing something big on breast cancer, and we back them 100%. Rita Gigante and Big Ange with the book and wine signing that we did. 150 people showed up to this little cafe to stand in line to meet Rita Gigante, the daughter of famous mobster Frank Gigante.
Sammy the Bull.
No, the Gigante. The Chin. Vinny the Chin Gigante. Vincent the Chin Gigante's daughter. And Big Ange obviously was side by side with her signing her wine, and Rita was signing her book. Mick Foley, legendary wrestler of WWE. Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster. Cindy Williams, who played on Laverne and Shirley. She was Shirley. And Ray Mercer, Shannon Briggs, two heavyweight champions. Judy Torres, the queen of freestyle. Vic DiPotetto, Anthony Rodia, the Uncle Louie Variety Show, and Carlo Russo and Lou Greco. But if I missed you, I apologize. But that was just some of the stuff that the Wiseguyz have done over the last 7 years, and there's so much more I didn't mention. We want to thank everybody for being there with us throughout and all these amazing things that we did. You want to mention what the Wiseguyz show did? Just play the video when I edit it, and there you go. What do you think, Biagio? What's your famous memory of the Wiseguyz show?
Oh, there's too many to mention.
There's
a lot. There's a lot. We had so many great guests.
Yeah, I mean, we just
a lot of memories.
Yeah, and Mike, you have anything specifically that stands
Listen, look who's around this table. Everybody, to some degree, becomes part of a family, and that's pretty much the chemistry of the show. Everybody has something special to share. and we welcome you, and I appreciate being a part of this journey. So.
Well, here's some names of the Wise Guys Show hosts, past and present. We had Joe Chicalo, Billy Gagoots, I want to mention, Johnny Salami, Artie Hoffman, Ray the Caterer, Minnie Peter, James Chalice, Shane Coyle, Mad Dog Mike Jenkins, who does show with us every now and then, our magician also, Mike Healy, Jerry the Plumber, Craig Loigren, Dookie Scala, and today we have Artie Hoffman, Mike Marino. You're our special guest host of the evening. The Doc we added to the group. Biagio, obviously. Me, Freddie the Fireman, Jumpin' Gennaro, Joey Cat, Angelo Chetta. We want to thank all you guys for making our 200 show something special. There's the cake. I want to take the cake and show everybody. Mike, I want to thank you for coming in and joining us this evening. It was a great night. We do want to thank Al Bandiero and his wife, Arlene. I don't know why you said Marilyn. For some reason. But, Mike, before we leave, websites, anything you want to mention?
Everything is at Mike Marino Live or MikeMarino.net.
That's it. And check him out. Book him. We get 20% if you book him. So just mention the Wise Guys. Artie, you want to just mention your Facebook page?
Thank you. Yeah.
When you go on?
Every Sunday night, I do free readings for people. Every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I connect to people's loved ones in heaven, and I tell people about the past, present, and future. So if you just join me at Artie Hoffman's Angels and Answers. Every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you.
That's right. And I also want to thank our photographer who comes in. He's all over the world. This guy travels more than anybody I know. But Anthony, our photographer at Scala Photography, our big shot bus driver with his hat on over there. He's a big shot now, Biagio. He's wearing the NJ Transit. Is that what it is? It's an NJ Transit hat. Yes.
He's got to go to bed soon. Look,
that's right.
He's got to go to bed soon.
And obviously the talent coordinator in Ned, who's done a phenomenal job with the Switcher Studio. And on behalf of the Wise Guys, again, I'm Freddie the Fireman, and all the Wise Guys, I want to thank you so much for making our 200 show special. God bless you.
San Dandone didn't do a blessing. San Dandone.
Oh, you got to do a blessing. Well, give us a blessing.
San Dandone.
You want to do a blessing?
The blessing of the 200 show.
A blessing of the 200 show from San Dandone.
Come on, Father Sarducci, get over here.
Follow Zup.
All
right, San Dandone. Thank you so much. And God willing, we'll see you in 2 weeks with Richard Pryor Jr. and Arlette, and also Joe Woolley. I forgot to mention Joe Woolley, Mr. Matzad.
Yes, new member.
New member, that's right.
Joey Matzad.
So hopefully check us out in 2 weeks with Richard Pryor Jr., Arlette, and Joe Woolley. We'll see you then. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Oh, do it today.
How so?